Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy, Wolfgamer 25, and we are back once again for another Figure Friday. You know, it's basically that time of the month to nerd out with everybody's favorite figure collecting Lobo to once again talk about all things figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related of all kinds, shapes, colors, and sizes. You would believe um, anything of the sorts you're gonna find right here on this channel. And for those of you guys who don't know, um, just according to the Seven Kingdoms in all of the lands of Game of Thrones, I'm pretty sure that it is that time again once again. So please, before we get started into the holy and glorious moments of tonight, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, please do your boy a favor and go grab something to eat, something to drink, a snack if you want to, because I want you guys to feel as at ease and just safe and just green as possible, folks. So please help yourselves and don't worry about me. I did already have dinner not too long ago. I do have something to drink right here with me, so anyone not to worry about that. Please go and help yourself, and then I'll be here waiting. And yeah, give us a chance to catch up. And sorry you had to see that my voice, folks. Let me fix this camera real quick. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Right, oh, they were watching. They were watching. Oh yes, let me just get a little swig here. Ah, lovely. Some chance to answer these messages here. How are you guys doing though, by the way? Like really, you guys doing all right? Because I want to make sure you guys are being able to take necessary precautions, but at the same time, keep yourself safe and make sure you're wearing your masks if necessary. And now, if you got your COVID vaccines, that's good. Just make sure that you're taking all the steps necessary to keep yourself safe. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Ooh, that's very good news. Very good. Lovely, lovely, and again, lovely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Nice, nice. So, since we still have a little bit of time, folks, would you all like to join me real quick and just taking a deep breath? Doing the whole, I think it's called the sun focus. Something like that. I know there's a word for it. Um, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird word. I know it has sun in it. But please, won't you please join me? We're gonna take 2 deep breaths here. Beautiful. Once more. Okay. Can you do me once more? Beautiful. Beautiful. So, as you can see, we have hit the 3-minute marker, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And for those guys just joining us, welcome. And I do hope that you are ready, because as you guys know, in my last stream, I did mention that tonight's was going to be pretty epic. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what exact words I said, but I know it's going to be pretty epic, mainly because you guys are joining me tonight, and I'm being able to share this with you all. So, I do hope you're ready. I invite you to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a deep breath, have some snacks and enjoy your foods if you're having dinner this evening, or if you have a drink ready, make sure you're enjoying that too. Because I want you guys to know that this is a green zone. I want you guys to feel as safe and at ease as possible. And I do hope that, and I'm sorry, I'm just so excited about these figures tonight. I'm excited to reveal them. And once again, as you guys know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. So please sit back and relax, because tonight's episode is going to be quite mind-blowing if I had to give it a few words. Tonight we're introducing 2 new figures straight from the world of heroes, villains, and flying capes as we delve back into the world of the DC universe. Well, DC like just a multiverse, because there's so much things to talk about that go around and go on in that world. Then again, there's a lot of worlds that are like that, so please bear with me. But one of them is a young protege turned hero, and the other, a very good intellectual with tons of just thoughts on his mind. So, oh goodness, my apologies, my apologies. Okay. A lot of gas, My apologies, folks. The dinner was just extra good tonight. So, first up, we're going to introduce our first guest, who was born to a family of acrobats, and the first sidekick of one of DC's greatest detectives in the world of the just whole world, And of course, he did have two aliases. One of them, of course, was his first younger version of himself, when he was, I don't know what the exact age he was, but he was basically this greatest detective's first ward, and that, of course, his name was Robin. But he did have another alias name. But I mean, there was most people who knew him by the name of Richard Dick Grayson. But he did have another alias name, and that name, folks, was Nightwing. Now, that's right, folks. The leader of the Teen Titans has decided to grace us. Has decided to. I'm sorry, grace us. Get it? Grayson. Dick Grayson. No, pause. Okay, fine. With this presence tonight, and of course, as you guys can see, this is not your standard Nightwing that you guys are used to seeing. Oh, no. This is the Death of the Family Nightwing. But being that I couldn't really find much history on him, I did decide to include as much history as about his past that I could find, That, of course, including most of his story, how he came to be, the Nightwing that most people know today. So, what I was doing there. And don't worry, I'm gonna give you guys like a brief breakdown of his character and how this character more specifically came to be. Come on out of there. Thank you. And of course, this is another figure of the McFarlane family, one of my other favorite families. And of course, like each one, they come with a stand for the character and of course a collectible trading card, which of course I will not forget to get out of there. There we go. But before we do that, I would very much like to show him off to you guys real quick. Okay. Just hold that stick for me, would you? Hold that stick for me. Oh, easy. Dang. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't even notice that till right now. Oh, but anyways, here he is, folks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why in the holy gods of DC does he look like that? Well, as I said, this is a different version of Nightwing. It's from the volume 3 of the Death of the Family comic book. And as I said, I didn't really find a lot of information on that comic, other than the fact that it revolves around the Joker's return to Gotham. And what makes it so different is the fact that he's, for some reason, he's like more dangerous, more deadly. And the fact that in this comic, it was the version of him that featured the mask, or like his whole face was cut off. And of course, he put it back on his face, but it's being held together by like suspenders and like staples and things like that. It's honestly, it's very cool. I mean, it sucks because he looks that way, but he brought it on himself, So, anyways, but as you can see, sporting like mostly like the first version of Nightwing, his suit was black and blue, but as you can see, he's sporting the black and red. Now, what's cool about this one is it's the symbol on his chest is a little different. The weapon of choice is the Eskrima sticks, and of course, as you can see here on his backside here, he comes with two little holders where he would hold onto his Eskrima stick when he's not using them or kicking butt. So I think for right now, we'll just store them back there just until we have a need to use them, which of course I'm hoping we don't need to use them. And of course, as I said, another little collector's card here. Very, very cool, very badass. As you can see, he looks more human in this one, but of course his eyes have a little, shade of red in them. But this one, as I said, it comes from the Nightwing issue #1 comic that came out in 2011. Oh my goodness, but that's talking about the red suit that he's talking about. The version that you guys are seeing here comes from the Death of the Family. And yes, a little bit of history about him before I read what's on the back of the card. Now, he began his life, like he had a very exciting childhood. He was born to a family of acrobats. His parents were John and Mary Grayson. As they were all famous trapeze artists. Very, very good at their job. And being that they were all part of the circus, they were all part of a circus family. And like a lot of stories in the DC world, this one, unfortunately, it did also take a very unfortunate turn, due to the fact that a mob boss named Anthony Zuko actually showed up one night during the headline performance of the Flying Graysons, and he basically murdered his family. And among the crowd that was during that time period there, one of them was Bruce Wayne. Now, during that time, Dick was alone. I'm sorry, Richard was alone. I'm trying to. I understand that's his name, but I don't think it's appropriate to say it right here in front of everybody else. I'm sorry. Being that he was alone and that nobody in the circus could legally take him, um, Bruce took it upon himself. He took young Richard here under his wing and as his legal ward. I know I understand ward, but that's a different story. And after a short period of time and after many late nights of Richard here finding out, Bruce coming home just extremely late, he was able to put two and two together, and he found out that his mentor was actually Batman. But being that like he wasn't worried that Richard would leak his secret, Bruce actually took him and made him an honorary member as the first Robin. Now, after some odd years of fighting many times next to Batman, many battles, many villains, I'm sorry, my boss. Bruce had actually told him that he had to retire the Robin name. Now, being that he didn't really feel like he needed to, he felt like he had so much more to give. Richard was just so angry. He was confused, and he didn't really understand why he did it. But I'm sure that he knew that eventually the wrong part of wearing the suit would happen. He would probably end up dead or hurt. But Richard, he felt betrayed. So he left Wayne Manor and ventured out with his new team, which, of course, in this instance was the Titans. And, of course, he even though he was, sort of the more human version of that team, he left the bat suit, the bat, and, of course, he became a man, an independent hero by the name of Nightwing. That's very cool, because there's a lot more history surrounding both him and Bruce, but I don't want to get into that because that's best served for another time. Even though, Richard here, he actually did take over for Batman a few times, but that's beside the point. We're not talking about Batman, we're talking about Nightwing. Some very cool facts that I did find out about him. He actually mentored. Wait, let me run that back. Let me get a drink here. Gotta stay hydrated. My apologies, folks. But before I want to run that back real quick and get into the card, back of the card. Before I get into the fun facts, I want to be able to share as much information as possible. And of course, Richard Grayson became his crime-fighting career as the original Robin, Batman's protege and crime-fighting partner. He's an expert acrobat and skilled fighter. Richard eventually left the nest, ventured out on his own as a hero called Nightwing. His childhood experience as a circus acrobat and trapeze artist make him extremely agile, a superior fighter, and a highly skilled martial artist who had been personally trained by Batman. And this is true, heck. He's also a keen detective, a natural leader, and a strategist and advanced knowledge of a variety of technologies. Now, being that a lot of these characteristics that he did learn from Bruce, it was actually something he picked up by himself, sort of self-taught leader / protege / technician. But, that's beside the point. Also, did you guys know that he actually mentored Deathstroke's daughter, Rose Wilson? That was in the Nightwing comic book issue number 122, I believe it was. And yeah, it is true. But Slade Wilson did have a daughter. For those of you guys who don't know, her name was Rose Wilson. She is just as dangerous, not as deadly as Slade, but she is definitely getting there. And did y'all also know that Mr. Richard here had actually been engaged twice, married to two different ladies. One of them was Starfire, and the other was Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. Now, I don't want to spoil as to who he proposed to or who he wanted to be with, so I'm going to end that fact right there, switch over, and move on to the next fact, which, of course, that brings us to probably one of the more how can I put this more distinct facts about him. It's that and of course it pertains to his team, the Titans. Did you know that he was the only Titan without powers, but thanks to his fighting ability, his agilities, his stealthy tactics, and of course master detective ability, he was basically elected to be the leader of the Titans. And of course that was one decision that they all agreed on, that of course being, Starfire, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, Aqualad, Wonder Girl, all of them. And of course, there were still many more fun facts to come. But I felt like these three were the most, how can I put this? Just the most that sort of stood out to me, about his character, because there is a lot of history surrounding him. But that's best served for another time, because as I said, this is a different version of Nightwing, and there's been many like comic book versions of him since it's a multiverse of DC. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. On to the next one. I'm sorry. You guys good though? I hope you guys are staying hydrated and keeping yourself safe. Oh yeah. I cannot forget to get the stand out of there. Otherwise, I don't know if Nightwing is going to stand up on his own 2 feet. That's one thing that I've noticed, though. I mean, as good as McFarlane is, and I love them, they're an amazing people. Sometimes some of their figures are a little wonky-eyed, or they don't really want to stand up all that well. But that's beside the point, folks. Now, we're going to move it on. Yep, we're going to move it on. And I'm very excited for this next one. I mean, I was excited about Nightwing, but this guy is a big-time newcomer to the group, and a very sort of like underrated character, in my opinion. So next up, we're going to switch up. We're going to take off the mask. That's right. And we're going to switch it up with an evil laugh, I'm sorry. That was a terrible attempt at an evil laugh, but I was having fun, But yes, we're going to introduce another new villain who made his debut in the Flash comic book number 106. That debuted back in May of 1959. And from here, we're going to take a trip, folks. Yeah, we're going to take a nice, relaxing, and calming trip deep into the heart of Africa. That's right, folks. We're going to be introducing run that back. We're going to go heading into Africa. We're going to be going into a hidden city behind both mountain and illusion. Now, this city is unlike any other, mainly because not because of like it's it is different. I ain't gonna lie, it's different than any other city because it's made so much like technological advancements. It's already got flying cars. It's got technology way beyond our understandings. But the denizens are different. They are not really human. Well, in a way they are, but they're humanoids. But the city's name is actually Gorilla City. That's right, folks. So please give a big Wolfpack welcome to Mr. Gorilla Grodd. That's right, folks. Mr. Gorilla Grodd, the banana hater, has joined the team. Now, before we get into that, before we get into a look at him, as you guys will know, this, like Darkseid, is the Injustice version of said evil villain. And just this guy is heavy, like really, he's really heavy. I'm not saying that because of like his body weight. Well, you know what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm saying. Come on, you guys know what I'm saying. Ooh, come on out, bro. Let's have a look at you. Wow, I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually blown away by this figure because it's the first one of his kind that I've seen. I'm pretty sure that there is another version of him. It's just this one I think is really cool, really badass, because the color on it is just spot on, right down to his armor and to his expression. But please have a look. As you guys can see, he's just brimming with happiness to be here. He's roaring because he's so freaking happy. There you go. And then as you can see, he's sporting his Injustice armor, graciously made by the folks of Gorilla City, and of course himself. Is the helmet removable? No. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was removable. Honestly. Okay, and of course, human skull here, spiked shoulder pads, and of course, as you guys look right here on his toes, he's actually got claws as well. I mean, in a way, they kind of remind me of the Velociraptors, because there's they have like a 6-inch retractable claw, a dew claw, I think it is, that's on their toes. And I think that this one is like, I think that's where he kind of got the inspiration for it because it's right there on his toe, and that way he can just lift it up and just dig it into somebody. But and this is another of the McFarlane families triumphs. Yes, yes. So like that, we're going to go ahead and get the card out of there real quick. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you, Kylie. Kind of convinced it, right? It's awesome, awesome. Okay, I'll give you guys a look at the card. Look at that. Bam. Now, before I read what's on the back, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little bit of his history. Before we get into his history, I'm sorry, run that back. We're gonna get into his history right now. Now, he's what's known as a hyper intelligent telepath, and basically basically what that means is that he if you don't have like a special like blocker or mind blockage piece of technology, he's going to either invade your mind, he's going to blow it up with images enough to drive you crazy, or he's going to possess your mind and making you his slave. And he was once an average ape. He was an average ape. He loved bananas and everything. I don't believe he like hates them anymore. I think he still does, but I really don't know. But that all changed one day when an alien spacecraft actually crashed into his homeland in Africa. Now, this was before Gorilla City was built. And upon exploration of the craft, he and his tribe were imbued with super intelligence, and the telepathic brute himself has long sought to prove that his peerless genius by basically, like, he wants to be able to subjugate all of mankind to show that like they're just weak, that they're fragile. Our minds can't really comprehend like his plans, or either way, like his plans to dominate the world. And he even went so far, and he basically formed what was known as the Anti-Justice League. Now, we all know that has like a different name for it. um, some people call it the Anti-Justice League. Me, I think of it as the classic Legion of Doom. I mean, just forgive me, folks, because I remember the first time that I actually saw Grodd here was in the Justice League cartoon. Like, I'm talking about the old Justice League cartoon that came out in the 90s. I think it was called the Super Friends before that. And there was always a part that would always make me, just kind of chuckle or giggle at the same time, because the Legion of Doom was featured in it, and that voice that always come over the line is like, "Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom," and it was just, it was great fun. Like, really, you guys should watch it. Like, if you get the chance, I highly recommend it. It's a great show, great part of my childhood, great 90s. But yes, as I said, he formed the Anti-Justice League, or the Legion of Doom. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And using his intellect and telepathy, he enlisted others on his mission to basically conquer the planet and rule over it with an iron fist. Well, yeah, because I mean that's basically what he is. He's a gorilla. He's making a fist. But also, I did find out some very interesting facts about him. And did you guys know that there was a moment where he actually leapt back in time, and he actually wiped out all the humans? Like, I'm dead serious on this. I can't remember which comic book it was or what piece of timeline it was, but he actually went back in time. He wiped out every single human on the earth, and that's when he and his ape and gorilla brothers and sisters were actually able to take over the world for the first time. I know, it's ridiculous, honestly. And probably the coolest and funniest that I did find out about him is that did you guys know that he even tried to run for president? Yeah, you heard that right. And the only reason that he did is I kind of feel like he got that inspiration from Lex Luthor, because he feels like if Lex Luthor could do it, then he thought, hey, why can't I? I figured, why can't I just try? But we're going to go ahead and also read the back of the card. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I said, this is the Injustice 2 version of him, the video game that came out back in 2017. And I'm so happy to say that it graced my console for so many months, so many days, a couple of years, and it was great fun. I mean, I remember I played the first Injustice game, and even then I was blown away. And to find out that they made a second one and they added so much DLC to it was just like amazing. Like I really miss playing it. I ain't gonna lie. I miss being able to play with the Green Lantern because he was my main in the game. But he stands at a towering 6'3", and he weighs over 600 pounds. 600 pounds. Like, are you freaking kidding me? One step from him and you're crushed. And now here's what the back of the card says. Telepathic brute Gorilla Grodd has long sought to prove his peerless genius, as I said, by subjugating mankind. And as I said, he did find out that he wanted to once and for all smash all his opposition, which again is why he created the Anti-Justice League. And he basically wanted to fill the void that was left by Superman whenever, like in the first Injustice game, where he was sentenced to the Phantom Zone. Well, not the Phantom Zone, but he was sentenced to a cell that was built by Batman, which is basically radiating with red sun. Now, basically what red sun does is that it dulls Superman's powers, enough to make him subject enough for capture. And yeah, again, I'm blown away by these figures. They were amazing, and I'm happy to have them on the team. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right there, folks. But do know that I am going to be streaming some gameplay tonight on my Twitch channel. Feel free to hop over there whenever you guys are ready or whenever you get the notification. And if you like, feel free to hit the follow button when it does appear here. Feel free to sample either one of these lovely videos, which, of course, I'm going to command you to do because I'm controlling your mind right now. But as I said, you will hit the follow button right here if you like. You will find these videos here and feel free to watch them. But yeah, until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves. And of course, until next time, guys, I'll see you at my next showing. It's going to be very, very awesome. Peace.